guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be talking about Birkins. Yes, so actually this week on my Instagram I was talking to a few people about fakes. I actually had a personal friend of mine buying a Chanel vintage bag, and we were talking about it because she was a bit nervous about the whole authentication process. And on my Instagram I had some drama this week because I posted, you know, some photos about fakes on IG. Anyway, it's been a freaking busy week, but that made me realize that this is probably a topic I should be talking about here on my channel, because I want to help you guys so this does not happen to you. So yes, I almost did purchase a fake Birkin bag, and I consider myself to be a pretty smart girl. You know, I'm not just like any amateur out there. I am involved with luxury all the time, and I feel like if someone can try to con me, I mean, they can try to con anyone, right? So I did something that actually saved me from spending a small fortune on a fake bag, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So first of all, if you like luxury, if you like tips on fashion, if you like shopping vlogs, make sure you subscribe. My subs know I tell it like it is. You know, there is no PC on my channel. You know, I'm very opinionated, and I tell you guys I'm authentic to myself, which I think is pretty hard nowadays in social media. So if you like all things luxury, make sure you subscribe, and let's get started and talk about what happened. So I was on the lookout for a black Birkin 35 with gold hardware. Okay, you guys know that Hermes is not like you walk into the boutique and you say, I want this bag in this leather, in this color, with this hardware. It typically does not work like this, guys. Like when you go to Paris, where I actually scored the Birkin that is behind me, you kind of take whatever they offer. You know, you tell them your general preference of color and hardware, but at the end of the day, they gonna, if you are lucky enough that they offer you something, they're gonna come with whatever the hell they feel like coming to offer you. And it's not like you can pick and choose what you want, right? So at the time, funny, because now I don't want a black Birkin anymore. I actually want fun colors to add to my collection. But at the time I wanted black because it was neutral, and you know, I am a gold hardware. You know, this is one of the things that are non-negotiable for me. I do not want Hermes with silver hardware. It's not my thing, guys. And for me to spend that kind of a money on something that I'm not totally in love with, it's not gonna happen. I'm totally cool with negotiating on the color and on the leather, but to me the hardware is a must or I will not buy it. I mean, that's simple. So anyway, I was on the lookout, and obviously, you know, I couldn't score. I had traveled to a few places. I had gone to a few Hermes boutiques. I knew how hard the process was, and I was like, okay, maybe this is something that if I want something exactly how I want, I will have to go to a personal shopper or kind of like the secondhand market, right? So I had been following this Instagram account for a while called Femme Luxury. Not luxury, it's luxury with an E in the end. This account does not exist anymore because obviously it turned out to be a con account and a lot of people exposed her. But she seemed very legit, guys. You know, I had been following her for a while. Her items looked authentic. She looked like she was a person, you know, with good reputation, good credibility. Took photos of items in the stores. And one thing that I want to teach you is that, you know, a lot of times when I expose fakes on my Instagram or I talk crap about personal shoppers that are con artists, a lot of you will send me private messages and be like, what are you talking about? This person is really nice, you know, and I have bought things from them. I mean, really, guys? Like, do you think somebody being really nice is enough to guarantee an item is authentic? Do you think that people that sell fake crap out there are rude as hell or sound stupid as hell? Like, come on, like, people are so naive, you know. So when you send me these messages, I'm like, are you freaking on planet Earth? Do you think that somebody that's trying to steal money from you is gonna be anything other than nice, other than looking legit? And then this week I got a message from someone saying, well, I have dealt with this personal shopper and she gives me receipts and she's really nice. And I'm like, okay, so somehow in 2019, people have figured out how to manufacture very good, sophisticated fake bags, but you think that they have not figured out how to duplicate a receipt Like, really? Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, guys. So anyway, so this girl seemed really legit, and she had the exact Birkin that I wanted. And it was black, and it was gold hardware, and it had a receipt. I mean, all the bells and whistles. It was $7,500 at the time, which today makes me realize $7,500 is too low for a Birkin, so that should have been a red flag. But I thought, hey, you know, it's from her collection, maybe she's trying to sell it really fast, whatever. $7,500 is still a lot of money. To be honest, guys, using price to gauge authenticity is not a reliable method whatsoever, because something costs the same price of the real thing. So even today, even if you went to buy a Birkin, and even if the price was $12,000, that you thought, wow, this has to be legit for this price, think that these people are criminals, okay? They are totally cool with stealing $12,000 from you and running away. So don't think that because the price on something sounds legit that it's gonna be, because that can be further from the truth, right? So anyway, I want to go through the process with you guys, and I'm gonna show you all of the emails that I exchanged with this girl, so you see how a person can sound really legit and be a complete criminal, like a complete robber, okay? So anyway, so I saw the bag, everything looked legit. I had been following her for a while. You know, she seemed like a credible personal shopper, so I contacted her. So my first email to her was, I'm reading this from my laptop, guys. Hello, I am interested in the black Birkin with gold hardware. I have a few questions. My concern is authenticity, and I plan on having the bag authenticated once I get it. I am sure you get annoyed and get this all the time, but as buyers, we do have to ask, do you guarantee authenticity of this bag or money back? Is it possible for me to see a copy of the receipt? What methods of payment do you accept? I read on one of your posts that you have a 90-day layaway. Is that correct? Thank you very much. So that was my first question to her. And you know, I said that once I got the bag, I was gonna have it authenticated, because I wanted it to be like a deterring method for her. So she knew that once I got the bag, I was gonna send it somewhere to be authenticated. So she knew that I would find out if the bag was fake or not, right? Another red flag is the 90-day layaway. You know, I realize now that with Birkins, you know, most people don't do kind of payments or layaways or discounts. You know, all of these things should be kind of red flags for you guys, right? So anyway, here is her answer. Hi Erica, thanks so much for your inquiry on my merchandise. To answer your first question in regards to authenticity, it is a very valid question. I only purchase authentic items from other boutiques and private clients I work with. I keep the original receipts from almost every purchase, and if there is some reason that the receipt isn't available, I use a service at Harrods for authentication purposes. All items are guaranteed authentic or full refund is granted. Layaway is offered for 90 days. The down payment for any item that is $5,000 and will require $1,500 down. We use FedEx to ship with payment with express mailing. It is insured and has to be signed for. Payment for large items are bank-to-bank transferred to my business account. To prevent any fraud, I ask that you screenshot a copy of the deposit before the bag ships. I provide you with all my personal information so that you can reach me with any of your questions. Here is a copy of the receipt for the Hermes Birkin 35 in black. Does this sound legit or does this sound legit, right? I mean, talk about somebody sounding really thorough. She says she authenticates her bags at Harrods, okay? Harrods, which is one of the most reputable department stores in the world. So these messages are very carefully developed to manipulate you, right? To make you feel good and comfortable with the conversation, right? So when people say, well, this person is really nice, this person is legit, how do you know that, right? So look at all these amazing things that she's saying. She wants a photo of the deposit. She's saying express mailing, you know, it's insured, you have to sign for the bag. All of these things are manipulation techniques to make you feel secure, right? And good with the transaction, like, wow, this person is really thorough, oh my gosh, right? So anyway, okay, so I get all of this information. She says she's gonna send me a photo of the receipt. I'm feeling good, like, hey man, this woman is legit. She's also is well spoken. Like, I think some people think that con artists are like really ragamuffins that don't know how to speak English, that are gonna send you dumb messages, that are gonna always sound really shady. And you can see here, she's actually pretty articulate, right? But this is manipulation techniques, guys, you know? So anyway, I respond to her email. Thank you for the reply. Would I send you money from my bank account through PayPal? That would make me more comfortable because I would have buyer protection. I also saw you have an eBay account, but I cannot find your eBay. Could I buy it through eBay? And this is me attempting to go through a secure means of paying for this bag, so I have some protection as a buyer, right? Another thing that I mentioned on the thing, so she sent me the receipt at this point, right? Also, the receipt shows the purchase in 2015, and the post mentions that the bag was purchased in 2014. Can you please confirm? Thank you so much. So at this point, she had already sent me the receipt, and I will show you guys the receipt. You can take a look at here right now. It looks legit Hermes receipt, and believe me, I know it because I have one, right? Because I have purchased a bag directly from Hermes, right? Another red flag here, right? She posts that the bag was purchased in 2014. When she sends me the receipt, you know, you want to check on the receipt the date that the bag was purchased, the color of the bag, the type of leather that the bag is. You want to make sure that everything jives, right? First red flag, it didn't jive. She said one thing on her post, and when I dug into the detail of the receipt, it was a different year. So red flag right there that this receipt was probably not from this bag, right? So anyway, she replies back. Oh, you are welcome. That is an error on the post. I purchased the bag 2015. I would not be able to accept a payment via PayPal. Red flag, red flag. Transactions higher than 5,000 will charge me a lot of money in fees. Also, there is a $5,000 cap on what I can take into my PayPal account monthly. For your comfort, I do provide tracking information on my page to help potential buyers feel comfortable. I've had over 25 successful sales through my page. Also, I do provide my personal information to receive the payment by providing my business account information, which is a risk to me as well. This is the only way I do business when handling large transactions. This way, I'm able to provide a trail for tax purposes. Does this sound legit, right? She sounds like a businesswoman, my peeps, right? But okay, let's dissect this mail here together, right? Now that I'm out of the situation and I can think logically, right? So first of all, that's an error on my post. Again, red flag. The receipt showed something else than what she had posted, right? Number two, do not accept PayPal. Only a bank transaction, directly deposit into her bank account, right? How convenient. And then, of course, she has plausible explanations for everything that she does, which is exactly what happens with every scammer out there, guys. Do you know what I mean? Somebody wrote me on my Instagram this week saying, because I talked about a fake bag that I posted on my account, on my stories, and this person said, well, this is a personal bag that she bought and now she's selling, that's why it's cheaper. Guys, of course these scammers are gonna come up with every plausible explanation to make you believe that that's real. Oh, it's cheaper because it's mine, right? And I was keeping this bag and I wasn't using it, but it's brand new. But it's brand new, it's not vintage, it's brand new, but I just haven't used it, so that's why I'm selling it. Oh, I'm selling this for a little cheaper because the owner of this bag is a client of mine. Her mother is dying in the hospital of cancer. She needs to get this money really fast, so I'm selling the bag a little bit cheaper, you know, so she can get the money right away. Guys, of course there's gonna be a freaking plausible, justifiable explanation for everything. I mean, don't be this gullible, right? So she says she will not take PayPal because transactions higher than 5K will charge a lot of money in fees. Also, she's saying there is a $4,000 cap on what she can take into her PayPal monthly. Why? Why is that? Why are you selling Birkins? Everybody else in the world is able to sell Birkins and you can pay via PayPal, right? I mean, look at eBay, okay? Every freaking person can sell Birkins on PayPal, on eBay and PayPal and accept payment through them. But somehow this person has a $4,000 cap. I mean, shady, right? She says, I'm gonna provide you with tracking information for potential buyers to feel comfortable. How does tracking information guarantee safety of my money in any way? I can make a freaking deposit on a bank account right now, she can send me an email because she said I'm only gonna ship once you give me the proof of the deposit, right? The picture of the deposit. Then after that, after I already sent her the money, she's gonna send me tracking information, which could be any freaking tracking number that you can copy and paste from any transaction in your life. She can send me tracking number. Like, if you are not really evaluating these things, these little things are meant to, oh, she's legit, oh, I get tracking number. But think about it rationally, guys, right? Is the tracking number guaranteeing you your money back? No, it's not. You already gave them the money at this point, right? And then the other thing she says at the end, this is the only way I do business handling large transactions. This way I am able to provide a trail for tax purposes. Lie right there, okay? You do not need a bank deposit for tax purposes. That is a complete lie, guys. There are businesses right and left, stores on eBay that accept payment through PayPal, and PayPal sends you a tax form at the end of every year with your earnings, with the taxable amount. PayPal is a legit business, just like eBay, just like I get my tax information every year from Google, from my YouTube channel, for the income that I make on my YouTube channel. But if you don't know these things, in your mind you're like, ah, okay, that's why she cannot accept PayPal. She needs to track for tax purposes. And realize that she's throwing these legal terms out there, again, to make herself look like a legitimate business owner and pass the perception that she's honest because she's worried about claiming taxes and all of this stuff, right? So again, this is manipulation technique, okay? You can track taxes on PayPal, on eBay, on any of these platforms out there that businesses survive off of, okay? So think that here, she's pushing me to make a deposit into her bank account. She's throwing all of this information to make me feel comfortable. And still, even if she did say, I guarantee your money back, think that at this point I already made a deposit on her bank account. If she's a scammer and I get a fake bag and I'm like, hey, this bag is fake, I want my money back. If they're a scammer, they don't give a damn of peeps. They're gonna run away and you're never gonna see your money again. So even a guarantee of money back, a verbal guarantee of money back, what is that really doing for you in terms of giving you security for your money? Do you know what I mean? I replied, I understand. I will speak with my husband once he gets home from work and I'll give you a definitive answer. Would you be able to send me additional photos and a photo of the blind stamp? So the blind stamp on an Hermes bag is one of the things that you look for authenticity, right? And the blind stamp gives you information in terms of what year the bag was produced. So the blind stamp should match the year that the person is telling you the bag is, and it should match the year on the freaking receipt, right? So anyway, she sends me all of these photos of the bag with a box, receipt, blind stamp, the interior of the bag. But, you know, this, guys, was a few years back, and I did not know as much about Hermes as I do now, right? So when I look at these photos, they look very legitimate. So this is the picture here for you of everything I talked to her about. And at this point, I was like, man, $7,500. I gotta send a bank deposit. She's telling me that she's gonna give me her personal address related to that bank account, and that is a risk for her as well, and that is her guarantee that her item is authentic. Guys, think about a criminal, okay? Because think that $7,500 is a lot of money. You have high-class, sophisticated criminals, okay, trying to make these transactions happen. So think that someone can create a fake ID very easily and open a bank account in a bank. I mean, think about how hard it is for you to open a bank account. It's really not that hard. Think that criminals can create fake passports, fake IDs. It is so easy for them to go and open a fake bank account with a fake ID. And she's like, hey, here's my name is Maria Smith. Here is my address. This is major risk for me. You now have my personal information. So therefore, it's safe for you to deposit this money in the bank. And then you deposit the money in the bank, and then shit hits the fan. You go call the police. Now they gotta track this person. This person has a fake ID. You don't know if they live in your country. How do you prosecute somebody in a different country? It is almost impossible, guys. Like, you have to get FBI, CIA, Interpol involved. So think about these lines. Like, somebody could be telling you that they are in the US. How do you know that they are? They could be in freaking could be in freaking China, Japan, Paris, I don't know, right? So you have to really think about everything that they tell you. Just rationalize in your head, that could be a lie. How do I know that this information that this person just gave me is true? If she gives me her name and her address, how do you know that that is true? You don't know, right? So at this point, I was a little, thank God, man, you know, that a bit of my instincts kicked in, and I was like, man, I'm gonna do one final check. So I started researching online how I can authenticate Birkins, or any bag for that matter, right? And I discovered this service called Authenticate First, and this is not sponsored. They're not paying me to say this at all. I mean, I just truly researched, I look at their reviews, and they offer real authentication services where you ship the bag to them and they authenticate, but they also offer an online pre-authentication service where if you are considering buying something, you send them all of the photos and they kind of look at all of the photos and all of the information that the person sent you to help you. Hey, based on what we saw, this seems like a legitimate transaction, right? Obviously, they don't guarantee 1000% because they are doing an online authentication, but I feel that it's like a pre-check to help you feel comfortable with the whole thing, right? They pre-authenticate any brand, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, whatever, and they do Hermes as well. I paid $50 at the time to do this online authentication, and it is cheaper, I think, for you to do any other brand, and they request certain photos for the pre-authentication, the stamp, if you have receipt photos, you know, the blind stamp, the interior, whatever, I don't remember, but they request certain specific photos that will help them authenticate the item. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spend the $50 and I'm gonna have Authenticate First authenticate this for me. So I send them an email. I pay them through PayPal. Funny, right? So they're a legitimate business and they take PayPal as a form of payment, right? You make the order online, you know, you pay the $50 via PayPal, and then they send you an email, right? So they send me an email with an authentication reference number, and then they ask, please be sure to follow the instructions below. If you order a pre-purchase evaluation, which was my case and will probably be a lot of your cases, they say provide us with a link to the item you would like authenticated, if there is a link, right? If it's on sale on eBay or like Instagram or something like that. Please make sure you're able to work with the seller to obtain more photos if possible. So they also send you a link with some instructions with do's and don'ts for sending photos. And then after a few days, they send you the final report with their opinion of the item, if you're buying to buy is authentic or not. So I get the email, and then first thing on the email, and I'll show you guys, is this big ass stamp, fake. So make no mistake, like, you know, right away, shit, this is fake, you know? So evaluation of replica Hermes Birkin, and I was like, oh my God, I just saved myself from spending $7,500. Here's what the email says. Thank you for allowing Authenticate First to review the item you submitted. The photographs submitted were of good quality, position, and resolution, allowing us to conduct a thorough review of the item. It is our opinion that the item in question is not authentic. The reasons include, but not limited to, there are at least 2 completely different Birkin bags on the pictures. One is Togo and one is Epsom leather. So this lady sent me all of these photos, but they were photos of different bags, guys, that, you know, I wasn't an expert enough to look at the detail and be like, oh shit, this one photo is this leather and this other photo is that leather. Like, I had no idea. The bag, which is Togo, seems as a fake bag no matter the lack of photos. Some pictures seem cropped and taken down from the internet. All pictures are from afar and with low resolution, which seems they have done purposely. We advise you not to purchase this Hermes. So when I read that, I was like, oh my God, this compiled with all of my other suspicions, it is an absolute no-go. And then, you know, when this happened, I was so happy, guys. It was the best $50 I've spent in my entire life. If you are considering buying a vintage, if you are considering buying something new from a personal shopper you don't know, spend the money, guys. Like, there are several of these online pre-authentication services. It is so worth it, you know, and something so basic as this that I didn't catch, it is real. And this lady sounded legit, you know what I mean? So My conclusion with this whole ordeal is, what I have noticed when I talk to several of you on Instagram, a lot of you send me messages asking me to like authenticate items. And guys, I am no expert. I have a lot of experience. I have seen a lot of bags of all kinds, right? I have a very good feel for what are authentic bags. And I can look on Instagram and see many influencers using obviously fake bags, but I am not comfortable authenticating something for you. This is like too much responsibility, you know? But when I talk to you guys about it, like typically what I will tell you is, hey, this bag looks pretty good, or hey, this personal shopper looks pretty shady. I will give you kind of like my overall opinion by looking at who's selling it, what the bag looks like. But you know, the bottom line is, what I typically recommend is like, hey guys, be very aware. Like, you cannot trust anybody, guys. You know, it doesn't matter what they say. And what I have noticed is that a lot of you are a bit resistant because you want to believe. I have noticed people want to believe that the stuff is authentic because you want the item so bad. You are so excited about getting that thing, and in your mind you create explanations and justifications as to why things are the way they are. Do you know what I mean? So when I see that on my Instagram messages, I will not argue with you. I feel like, hey, it's your decision. Here's my opinion. Okay, you do whatever makes you happy. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable. But I have seen enough in the last few years that unless I know personally a personal shopper on Instagram, or I have a friend in real life that I know and trust and know in person that recommends somebody to me, I will not buy it. I mean, I would rather buy it from the store myself. I would rather save some more money than being freaking questioning things all the time and not ever knowing for sure that your item is authentic. And then the other piece of it, it is embarrassing. Like, I do not want to have to go to Chanel and be like, can you take a look at my bag and see if it's authentic or not? Like, you look like a ragamuffin. You look like you cannot afford to go to the store and buy a real bag. Like, I would never do that, you know? And then with Hermes, the only way for you to find out from Hermes if an item is authentic or not is you can send your Birkin or your Kelly to be spa'd, which means be kind of like cleaned, you know, and get a little bit of TLC. And if the bag is a fake, they will return to you and say, hey, we apologize, we cannot service your bag. And what that means is that your bag is not legit, you know? So there is a way to find out through Hermes, but then it doesn't matter. I feel like at that point it's too late. You're not gonna get your money back. You're not gonna be able to find this person. So I don't, guys. I buy used from my personal friends, like Val, for example. You guys know Val from my shopping vlogs, because I go to the stores with her and I see her buying shit, right? I have several friends on Instagram that I do shopping with together. I buy from them. Like, typically if I recommend you guys a friend of mine, it means it's typically, no, 100% of the time when I post things for sale on my Instagram from my friends is because these are real friends that I know, that I go to stores with to buy things, you know what I mean? So these are friends I buy from. So in general, I just think that nowadays the scams are too sophisticated. They can recreate authenticity cards, they can recreate receipts, there are super fakes right now on the market that you will take an experienced expert to be able to tell the difference, okay? So it is so risky. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like, I personally would never buy something from a personal shopper on Instagram again, unless it's a personal shopper that I know. Save more money, you know, take more time. Don't let the excitement of the moment supersede your reason, which is what happens with 99% of you when I talk to you on my messages. The bottom line is you don't want to hear it. Like, you want to come to me for an opinion, but most of the time your mind is already made, and whatever I say is not going to deter you from doing it, you know? So make sure you're taking a step back and you are thinking logically. Even if the person accepts money back on their purchases, how do you know for sure you're going to get your money back? I can say right now, hey, I'm going to sell you this LV case and, you know, I guarantee authentic or your money back. Okay, so what if he gets to your house and you say it's not authentic and you contact Erica and I say, sorry, I'm saying it's authentic, so I'm not giving you your money back. Your opinion is wrong. What are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do? So think that words mean nothing. Words mean nothing. You have to find somebody that is recommended by people that you trust, or save yourself the headache and go to the damn store. I feel like it is worth saving an extra $1,000, $2,000. I don't care if it's gonna take you years to get there, but once you buy it, you are carrying that with pride, with peace, knowing that you have something that is 100% authentic, versus you strolling around with that in your head always bothering you. And I know, because I have bought a Louis Vuitton on eBay, my very first Louis Vuitton. If you watch my bag collection videos, you know that. And it turned out to be a fake. And every time I carried that bag, I wasn't sure. And I was actually embarrassed of going to a Louis Vuitton store, because I was afraid it was gonna be a fake and the people at the Louis Vuitton store were gonna be able to tell. So I never carried it to go to the store. And in the end, it turned out to be a fake. So that constant doubt on the back of your mind, it's not worth it. Why? So you can save $1,000? No, screw it. I mean, that's my opinion. Or get somebody that you trust and you know for a fact. You know, I have a few people that I trust. If you guys want recommendations, a lot of you send me messages asking for recommendations. I have very few people that I trust in terms of personal shoppers. And I mean, I have fabulous SAs in many stores. If you guys are looking for SA recommendations in the US, you know, because most places don't ship internationally, I know people that are my friends that work at these stores that are gonna ship you the legit real thing. You know, send me a DM. I'd much rather you do that than you take a chance and then your hard-earned money that you work so hard for be taken by a scammer, by a criminal, you know. So anyway, I hope this helps you. I wanted to share this experience with you so you see that scam artists can be very nice people, can sound very legit, can send you receipts, can send you photos that look great, and it all be a lie. So because somebody's nice doesn't mean they're good, you know what I mean? So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I hope this is helpful to you so you never, ever, ever get taken advantage by anybody when you're buying, you know, your beloved luxury goods, okay? So I hope you liked the video, I hope you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Bye.